Hi, I'm Jenna Say What, and I'm going to show you how to contour for cosplay. So this video was brought to you by my friend Aaron. He wanted me to do a contour video for you. He was doing a couple of characters and he needed to darken up his face and he needed to make some wrinkles and stuff. So he wanted me to kind of give you guys a rundown on what to do. So first things first, what I did before the video is I put on some NYX Studio Primer Base and put on my Ulta Double Duty Primer and Foundation. These can both be found at obviously Ulta. I would suggest if you're going to only do this for cosplay, these are some good products, and if you go to Ulta, sometimes they have the buy one get one 50% off. Excellent buy whenever you are doing this kind of thing. So the rundown on doing contours is whenever you're going to highlight something, you want that sticking out to the front. It tricks the eye, makes it think that it is forward. When you darken something out, like your cheekbones, the sides of your nose, it pushes everything back. It tricks the eye to make it think that it's behind. A lot of people forget to do the ears. Make sure to darken up your ears. Otherwise, they're really bright white. The rest of your face is contoured, highlighted. This is going to look like it's sticking straight out, like, hate to say it, but big old Dumbo ears. So don't forget to blend out your ears as well. Another thing that I want to go over is when you're going to do a photo shoot, make sure that you darken even more so. In real life, if you make it really, really dark and your contour is like really out there, it's going to look very strange in real life. But if you're doing it specifically for your photo shoots and whatnot, that's whenever you do want it darker. It helps the camera catch what you want to bring forward. Another thing is if you are doing a cosplay, say you're doing Rogue from X-Men, I wonder why I say that one. If you're doing Rogue or you're doing She-Hulk or something to that nature, you want to make sure that you use pictures that you have available online and contour the way that they draw it out. So if your character has extreme cheekbones, you can cut that to where it makes it really sharp and makes it really stand out from anybody else that is at the con and has that same cosplay on. Just brings yours up just a little bit more and makes you stand out. So with that in mind, I'm going to go over my cosplay stuff, or my contouring for cosplay. Make sure that you have a various array of brushes. I tend to collect them. It's a sick habit, but definitely the brushes that you will need, especially guys, you're doing this, you won't ever need to use it, so other than cosplay. A big fluffy eyeshadow brush is a good one. I got this one at Ulta, got it on sale. You will need a slightly more fluffy brush for the contours as well. You can always use one of these two brushes. This one is a foundation brush. It's a lot more flat, bigger fluffy brush. Big fluffy brush for blending. I always use this one as a blender. So with those brushes in mind, again, you can always buy them really on the cheap. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For guys, I'm sure that you're not going to go out and buy all these million things that us girls like to have for contours. You can use a dark brown eyeshadow. That's totally acceptable. You can work with that. I don't want guys to go out and be in Ulta with their man hands knocking everything down. Hi, Aaron. You can always use one of the actual contour powders. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start the contour. You are going to take on the brush. I'm going to do the cheekbones first, and the best way to find your cheekbones is become a fish. I'm holding the brush bristles really tight so it makes a sharper line. And there's that. One mistake is whenever people connect this contour with this contour, which I'm going to do next. Do not connect them. You will become bearded, and you will not want that, especially if you're a girl, you're going to have a beard. So, jawline. No, notice I keep a little white streak through there. I will go back in and highlight that with the highlighting powder. Next, you will want to do these little parts where your temples are. There's the word. I am shading my temples because it will make my face shape a little bit smaller, and it will also make my forehead come forward a little bit, and almost in a triangle shape. Try to get that as even as possible, because if you don't, your face is going to look lopsided, and no one wants a lopsided face. Next, I'm going to take the fluffy brush and take my contour powder, and I'm going to take it in from my eyebrow down into my nose. Now the trick is do not make this line go into this center line, because you will be putting white shadow on this center line. The trick is if you make it any way zigzag, it will make your nose look broke. So if your nose is actually broke or was broke at one point and you have the crooked nose, you can actually make that fixed whenever you do photography, and this is also for modeling as well. Okay, as you can see, my nose looks a lot smaller now. Cool thing with this is if you are doing like an anime character and they have that tiny itty bitty nose, you can create that with the shadowing and with the highlights. Next, I'm going to use my Pacifica eyeshadow. I do have a highlight powder, but I'm extremely pasty and it doesn't always show up. This one is extremely glittery. It's Supernatural Moonlight by Philosophy. I'm not a big fan of using like a glittery one for going out and about to cons. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to take a smaller brush. I'm going to do my nose first. And it takes a steady hand. It will take a while for you to get that steady hand to get that straight line. I'm going to bring this up into my T-zone. And there is that. I'm going to use my flat brush. I'm going to go underneath my eyes and bring it down in almost a triangle pattern. I'm just going to raise that up a little bit. I'm going to just take my finger and go right here above my lip. And right here on my chin. And going back in to this spot, because you do not want to look like you have a beard. And you're just going to fill in this with a little bit of highlight. All right, so there's that. And it does look a little crazy. So the first time you do it, you're going to be like, who is in the mirror and why does that look like that? It's normal, I swear. I'm going to take my fluffy brush and just blend it into each other. Most of the time you could use like a sponge or something like that, but I just tend to use my brush because I'm quick. I'm like, get me out the door, I gotta go to con. So this is what I do. The nose, since it is a little bit more of a tight space, I'm gonna use a clean fluffy brush. And if you so desire, you can always add a blush, which I will be using my Sweetheart blush in was it Candy Glow. Ooh, so fancy. And you do it on the apples of the cheeks. If you don't know what that is, you just smile, and it's this chunky piece. So that is how I do my contours. I know some people like to do a little bit older person. Whenever you do anyone elderly, if you use a flat brush, an angled flat brush, and you use your dark shadow or whatever, you would basically squish your face as much as you can and go into your lines, blend them out just a little bit so you have that angry look. Do these, do a couple of crow's feet. It can make your costume look a lot better. So that's one way to do it. I don't know if, do you want to be the guinea pig? Do you want me to show you? Are you okay? We're still recording. So I recruited Sergey because he's nice and he'll let me do a really quick show you how to do it to make you look old. He looks terrified. So what you would have yourself do is squish up your face, make an angry face. Oh look, he has great lines. Yeah, that's exactly right. So you do something like that. Look at the camera. And
it just looks like
you would blend.
Yeah.
You could blend with your finger. No. Yet. You age so gracefully.
like fine milk.
Like fine milk, he ages. So stop making the angry face so they can see it. So I did the lines on the forehead, and remember, lines are not perfect. They aren't. So you can do them all hodgepodge. Just make a squishy face. Follow your own lines. Just do this. And then follow those lines. I think that's good for right now. So that is my contour for cosplay and a little bit of making yourself look like an old person. And see, I didn't even put any facial primer or anything on him. And that's all I did, just the angled brush and my brown eyeshadow. And done. You're out the door. You can look old, like a professor. So hopefully that helps. Thank you. He's such a good sport. Anyways, thank you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I have Facebook now. Woo! Don't make sad faces. It's a happy chime. Happy and joyous. So follow me on Instagram and Twitter and everything else. Oh, I know. Don't make him sad. Follow me. I know. Subscribe.